Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. So, Chris Paul is reportedly on the move again, with the Oklahoma City Thunder finalizing a deal to send him to the Phoenix Suns, according to Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN. Wojnarowski, excuse me. Oklahoma City will reportedly receive Ricky Rubio, Kelly Oubre, Ty Jerome, Jalen Leck, and a draft compensation in exchange for the point guard Shams Charania of Stadium and the Athletic. This is the third time Paul has been traded since 2017. He's gone from the Clippers to the Rockets and to the Thunder in the past few seasons. The trade to Oklahoma City sent Russell Westbrook to Houston, seemingly signaling a rebuild after the Thunder also traded away Paul George. There was plenty of speculation Paul would be flipped again before the 2019 or 20 or agreed to a buyout to move to a contender, but he stayed with the team and turned it into a playoff squad. Despite low expectations entering the year, the Thunder earned the number 5 seed in the Western Conference and took the Rockets to 7 games before losing in the first round. Paul was a key part of the team's success, averaging 18 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds per game. He was the squad's lone all-star, the 10th selection of his career, and led the team with 9 win shares per Basketball Reference. He finished 9th in the NBA in win shares, which is the 9th time in the last 10 years that he finished within the top 15 in that category. A second-team All-NBA selection also gave him 9 All-League honors in his career. The 35-year-old remains a reliable player who can help on both ends of the court, having led the league in assists 4 times and steals 6 times. He has been named first-team All-Defense 7 times in his career. Paul will now get another chance to help a young team raise its expectations going into the season. The Suns have quality young players in Devin Booker and DeAndreayton, but they haven't made the playoffs in 10 seasons and could use another veteran to help get the most out of the roster. The Thunder have an exciting future led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luguentz Dort, and now Oubre, which should keep them in contention for a playoff spot going into 2020 to 21. This deal also helps clear Paul's salary from their books. The veteran is set to make $41.4 million next season and has a $44.2 million player option for 2021-22. Phoenix will absorb that cost as it hopes to improve upon last season's results of finishing 1 win away from the playoffs. So, is this trade going to work? Is this going to be a favorable trade for the Phoenix Suns and OKC? I believe, this is a great trade for OKC, because OKC not only has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who had a phenomenal season last year and had a phenomenal season in his rookie year with the Clippers. I knew he would be a baller and he has superstar ability. Now, Chris Paul is going into Phoenix. Chris Paul, the only thing I have been worried about with Chris Paul is his health. If Chris Paul can stay healthy for most of the season and at least sustain, he could get the team to the playoffs. Now, Ayton, of course, I think he was missing time because of substance abuse issue, which could go either way with having marijuana or taking PEDs or things of that nature. Those are substances. So we don't know exactly what it was. I have to look that up. I'll let y'all know later. Devin Booker, to me, is not a superstar or a star. He is just a really good player, but he doesn't have an impact. His scoring doesn't impact the game. Defensively, he has to play better, and not only that, he has to get out of those kid ways. Oh, they're double teaming me in the offseason. Who cares? You're supposed to be double teamed. It teaches you how to handle that and how to get the ball to your guy who's either open or near you, where then you could get up out of that, move off the ball. Now, Booker is great with the ball in his hands or without the ball in his hands. To me, he's better without it in his hands. Now, Kelly Oubre and them going to OKC OKC is going to be a threat in the West. I'm not saying they're going to win a championship, but they're going to give a lot of teams problems. They're going to remind you of the Miami team from last year. They're going to come out of nowhere. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not only a good to great defender, he's also a guy who can run the point as well as play the two. To me, he is what Sean Livingston was before Livingston hurt his knee. If you remember Sean Livingston from those Clippers, if you're a basketball head like I am, Shai is the same way. And Sean had the same potential, but he got hurt. If Shai Gilgeous-Alexander stays healthy, I could see Oklahoma City being in the 6th or the 5th, maybe 7th seed at best. Now, the Phoenix Suns could go up to, depending on how Ayton and Booker play along with Chris Paul and they add the pieces around them, the Phoenix Suns could make the playoffs and they could be a threat as well. But they're not going to me, they're not going to be better than the Nuggets or the Clippers or the Lakers. I still think those are the 3 top teams in the West. And those could be, those guys have done well. The Utah Jazz could come back because Mike Conley might be staying with them. And if he stays, they could come back and do something. Then they'll have Bogdanovich, which will also be dangerous because he really was their closer besides Donovan Mitchell. So we have to see, what's going to happen. Because is this going to work? And plus, Chris Paul is a great leader when he's on a team of young guys. He knows how to play with the young guys. He knows how to make them better. Chris Paul's problem has been with veterans. So that's why I knew him going to the Clippers, and you got Beverly Harrell there already. And then you have, what's the other guy? Lou Williams. That's not going to work. All 3 of those guys are going to choke Chris Paul. And but Paul George and Kawhi would fit with them. But to me, this is a better fit for him to be in Phoenix. He's not going to win a championship, unfortunately. But this could help Chris Paul develop some young guys, finish out getting paid his money. He's had a Hall of Fame career. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But Phoenix will do well. I just don't see them topping the Clippers, Nuggets, or the Lakers, and because the Lakers just picked up Schroeder, which is going to be which was a great pickup because Schroeder not only stays healthy, he's a dog on defense and he is a good offensive role player. He's a great role player, not a starter to me. I would bring him off the bench. They're gonna have LeBron most likely be the point again this year, which to me is a terrible idea. You should get another point guard to fit with Schroeder. Because if you do that, then I think you'll be even more lethal. LeBron is not a good guy with the ball in his hands all the time. It really messes the team up. He's just going to get his stats. But Phoenix, this is a big move for them. Chris Paul, he's going to have to show he's healthy. And remember, Chris Paul is up there in age. He's about to be 36 or 37. I think he's 36 to 37. Or he might be younger than that. I'm not sure, but let me see. Chris Paul. I have to see what Chris Paul's 35 years old, and he'll be 36 next year in May. So this was a good pickup for the Suns. This helps the Suns get better. Now the OKC Thunder, I'm telling you, they're going to be lethal. If Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Dort and those other guys come together, Ferguson, I love Ferguson. He's a good change of pace guy at the 2. They could be a dangerous team. OKC could reload again and come back in about a couple of 3 years. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is their future superstar piece, which will attract certain role players. It won't attract the big-time superstars, but they will be an effective playoff team. I think them and the Suns make the playoffs. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think this was a good move, a bad move, great move? or a desperate move? And do you see Chris Paul getting them to the playoffs and having a chance to go at the top teams like the Nuggets, the Jazz, the Clippers, and the Lakers? And remember, Memphis, we got to see how they are, because we got to see who they pick up, because those young guys are ready to play too. The Kings, can the Kings take a step forward up? So it's gonna be competition, man. So let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think this would be a good, great, bad move for Chris Paul? And does this make the Suns a team to be a playoff team, or a tough playoff team, or do they make it at all? And can Chris Paul survive the whole season, which I don't think he will? The OKC Thunder, does this put them up to the 5th or 6th seed, or will they still be in the 7th or 8th seed? I believe they'll be in the 7th or 8th seed. Let me know how y'all like this. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share this to everybody on your platform. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming content. And if you want to donate to the page, you can cash at me at welcome, the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you for listening, and we're out. Live boy.